Welcome to episode 2 of me reacting to Nick Nack telling me all about characters from Fate that, as a history and anthropology major and lover, I have opinions on.
This is gonna be interesting. So, today we're doing Elizabeth Bathory, who, aside from Miss Fate herself, might weirdly be one of the most used Fate characters in the franchise. Bathory's interesting. Unlike Saber, she didn't originate in the original visual novel wave, nor the FGO wave. She originated in the RPG game Fate Extra. Let me go ahead and just pull up Elizabeth Bathory, just Elizabeth Olsen.
I look up the Olsen sisters very often because I keep forgetting how old they are and what they do.
Okay, here we go. This is Bathory.
Chibi.
This is not the chibi.
I know, she's Lolita.
Yeah.
Tiny girl.
Murica.
Oh my, that is so much pink. That is a pink cake vomited on her.
So, there's a lot to unpack here.
Why does she have demon horns?
Why does she have demon horns? Why is she dressed as extravagantly
Lolita.
as she is?
Well, I mean, noblewoman. She is a noblewoman.
Yeah, but that's not... You would know better than that that's not time accurate in the slightest.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but expecting Fate to be time accurate... I don't see Nero Claudius wearing a toga.
True.
I don't see King Arthur wearing, like, traditional clothing of the time. Waistlines were not a thing in King Arthur's time.
But at the very least, they try to remain stereotypically of the time.
That's fair.
Bathory is straight up wearing Japanese style.
She's Lolita. This is Lolita.
This is Lolita in every sense of the word. Yeah. With the exception of that Murica outfit.
Which is just pink Lolita. Let's be honest. That was just Lolita. I didn't really see much America in it.
So, looking at this beautiful image here, what do you want me to unpack first? That or the outfit? I
assume that the demon horns and tail are related to the fact that Elizabeth Bathory is the Blood Countess, and she's got all this horrible mythology behind her.
We'll get to the Blood Countess. What do you want me to cover? I really
don't. The costume is just... I don't know where that came from.
We're covering Lolita then.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Alright, so you know the history here. It's not like Artori where I have to go on a massive tangent on the change in history. It's Bathory, bathed in the blood of virgins, according to legend.
Killed 600 people.
Sociopathic. Thought she was made more beautiful.
Trying to become a vampire.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying. She just inspired vampires later on.
Yeah.
This is technically Bathory before becoming the Blood Countess. But...
So, like, child Bathory. Preteen.
Preteen. But...
She married as a preteen, so it would have to be before then.
In Fate, no matter when a servant is summoned in their life, they have their life's memories.
Okay.
So she remembers being the Blood Countess. But at this point, her sociopathy hasn't fully... Developed. She's still trying to be human.
Okay.
So she's pretty well horrified, but not very... with what she became, but not very mindful of what she... how she behaves. I can't
say I'm surprised that whoever wrote her has just taken the assumption that she absolutely did do everything that people say she did.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, because Bathory's probably mostly just urban legend. But that's another thing with Fate, is urban legends with Fate, it's actually not clear what of the servant's backstory is what happened in history and what's not, because what people rumor to have happened in history does actually affect how the servants end up appearing.
Which is logical. I mean, perception makes the man.
That's actually typically Fate's get out of jail free card on their inaccuracies due to common misconception.
Yeah.
We'll actually get into that a little bit more later. In this case, if, say, like, it's pretty clear, there's a lot of evidence that Bathory's probably...
She's doing that thing that I see. So I read a lot of webcomics, right? She's doing that thing where I read webcomics that are supposed to be set in, like, a historical period that could be equivalent to, like, 17 or 1800s, like, Europe or something like that. And they make an attempt with the costume silhouettes, but often it's, like, bare back, cutouts on the arms, lots of cleavage, like, wrong waistlines, corsets don't work quite right, short skirts where there wouldn't have been them. So it's like a fantastical adaptation of a historical costume.
Not quite.
I mean, but that's what it looks like.
Bathory's outfit is actually a result of her being horrified at being the Blood Countess. This is where we actually have to get into some stuff from the game she comes from, because that's pretty particularly why she is the way she is.
Okay.
She manifests, and she's still sociopathic in many ways.
Yeah.
She does not know when to stop or what's too far.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to be the Blood Countess. She doesn't want to be known as that.
Okay.
So in traditional anime fashion, she looks at her history and decides, you know what? This idol thing is cool. I want to be an idol. And becomes the worst idol to ever hit the planet.
Ah.
And that is why she is dressed as a Lolita.
That's why she looks like AKB48.
Yup.
Okay. Okay.
And she just kind of chose that outfit because it's very idolish.
You know what? Whatever tickles her fancy can make the trend. It's a little weird, but okay.
So, the next out-of-place thing here is the horns and the tail.
Yeah. The pink hair is not accurate either, but anime. Every hair color is valid.
So, it's based off a couple things, actually. I don't remember specifically which part, but part of it's based off the Bathory, like, her family crest.
Mm-hmm.
Or something along those lines, or something that was on her family's mantle. But the other part of it is that family, it's a bit of a take on the incest, like, where her sociopathy comes from. Her sociopathy
Inbreeding?
comes from. Inbreeding. But in this case, it's not necessarily straight inbreeding. The family's just descended from dragons. So they are a little bit disconnected from humanity to begin with.
The Dragonborn comes.
Oh!
Dovahkiin!
Oh! This is far from the end of the Dovahkiin references. Believe you me. Getting into that, I guess. Last time I didn't pull up any animations. I kind of need to this time.
Oh boy. Scooby snacks.
Oh, what I start? Pause.
Oh, my YouTube automatically takes me to my bookmarked page.
Ah, okay, so.
Which is Patty Gertie.
Oh, go ahead, just.
You can turn it down a little.
This is her noble phantasm. Dovahkiin.
So she just she's just a bleach hollow that like has a dragon as a secondary.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So that was Bathory's dragon cry, thundering voice, some word I don't want to pronounce. You can take a look at it. It's the first line after that white space.
I am not going to try that because that is Romanian, and I know for a fact that if you read her name, it's actually something similar to Ersabet.
Yeah.
They
keep that down there, Ersabet. Yeah, they do reference that.
Yeah, I don't know what those letters signify, but they are not English pronunciation, so I'm not going to try.
So, with emphasis here on that, originally this is going to be a more scripted kind of video.
Yeah.
I originally wrote in here, the easiest way to explain it is to explain it to that Noble Phantasm to Skyrim fans. It's just a Fusro Da.
Jesus.
At a very high note.
I mean, if whatever tickles your fancy. Doesn't Bathory have a dragon form? Like a full dragon form?
Not full.
Oh, okay.
She does have some stuff going on with that, though. I can get to that in a bit. Essentially, that comes from the Hungarian dragon, Sekhie, who controls weather spirits, and she uses that to amplify the vibrations of her voice.
I mean, dragons, one of the few universal cultural myths that we have.
Yeah.
Most cultures have a form of dragon, whether it be a great serpent, a feathered serpent, or a dragon.
The other thing to her noble phantasm there was that castle.
Yeah.
That is called the Bathory Ersbet. Otherwise, which basically is just her summoning castle Cachtice. C-A-C-H-T-I-C-E.
Yeah, the castle she
I'm not pronouncing that, let's be real.
No. The Eastern European pronunciations are hard.
This is the castle that she imprisoned girls in and killed them in, according to urban legend.
Yeah.
And
when we say urban legend, we mean more the fact that, yes, Bathory is rumored to have done a lot of really bad things during her lifetime, but it's also at least mildly likely that much of this was political, to discredit her, because after her husband died, she had control over all his assets, and he was an incredibly powerful man, and the only way to get them away from her was to either have her marry someone, which she did not do, have her die, which she did not do, or have her be imprisoned for something so heinous that the Holy Emperor would have to have everything taken away from her.
Yep.
So there's some debate in the community over whether or not she actually did the majority of these things, considering that most testimonials were not
credible.
Yeah, and there's not exactly evidence of 600 dead bodies buried in her courtyard.
What she's doing in her Noble Phantasm there is she's just summoning the damn castle, creating a captive audience where she sings them to death.
Yeah, that makes sense. Fucking idols.
Yep.
It's cute though.
So yeah, that's Bathory. I think last time we showed some of the flavors here. Let me see if I could find
because I know there's a few interesting ones here. Like, I've heard of Sekhie-chan.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, well, you never know.
Japan. I did not realize that auto-corrected. This is Elizabeth Japan. Not much to say here.
Oh, that's cute. I like
Just
it.
a different alternate outfit from her with some Bathory bullshit going on.
I actually kind of like that more. It's very cute. Very adorable.
It's a fun little outfit.
Yeah.
Not playable.
Oh, unfortunate.
All right, so let's do Carmilla next. Let's get the generic flavors before we get to stuff out of the way.
Yeah, the Knick-Knack decided he'd lump Carmilla in with Bathory.
Because I'm gonna be honest here, although Bathory has a lot of material on her from all the games she's appeared in, Carmilla has only appeared in FGO, so there's a lot less to go over here, and a lot of her stories in FGO tie into Bathory because this is Bathory's the personification of her Blood Countess years. Yeah. Although the story itself exists separate from the legend, so they're not technically the same person, but they are.
Yeah, and most stories you see of Carmilla, like, outside of Fate, are generally vampiric in nature.
Yeah. She's a vampire, the dominatrix outfit.
I was just gonna say, hello, BDSM.
That said, there's a couple interesting things to note about here. That's the Iron Maiden. Carmilla did not have the Iron Maiden in life. That wasn't even a thing, if I'm correct, at that point.
I'm not sure how old the Iron Maiden is.
It's just something that, to my understanding, was lumped in with her, even though she couldn't possibly have had it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. It's such a well-known torture device that has a female kind of representation. That said,
this goes back to that thing where legend, or what people believe is the truth, can really influence how a servant appears. Because Carmilla, if people didn't believe she used the Iron Maiden, would not appear with the Iron Maiden. But because she's so well believed to, she has it even though she never actually uses it.
Also, you have to give credit. Between the few things Carmilla does appear in, like Fate and Castlevania, I mean, they did really just choose a character look and go with it. Like, she looks pretty much the same other than her outfit between Castlevania and this, and probably other forms of stuff you see her in.
She's got a very particular appearance because of her character in the book.
Yeah, she's always generally, what I've always seen her as, is she's always kind of like tall, imposing, very feminine, white hair, red eyes. Like, very vampire. And I think it's because the idea of Carmilla and vampire is so closely tied together, because she's not necessarily her own historical figure, it's kind of hard to avoid.
That's kind of as far as I can really go with Carmilla. That's kind of why I didn't want to give her her own episode. Yeah. Because Carmilla just does not have all that much material. It's just kind of like, did you read the book? This is Carmilla. Otherwise, know that Bathory was accused of being the Blood Countess, and Carmilla is an interpretation of that. Mm-hmm. So, that's Carmilla. I guess something I can note here is Carmilla especially, but Bathory to an extent, they both really excelled in torture. So, as far as Fate is concerned, they both have unique skills called torture, which just is torturing. Yeah. They torture people.
Yeah, I mean, valid.
Bathory unintentionally, Carmilla very intentionally.
Valid. We support women who know what they want.
Alrighty then. I don't want to keep recycling the ice cream flavor, so we're just going to move on to the...
Sekhie-chan! Sekhie-chan!
We got to build up to that one.
Aww.
We'll go in order of how these were introduced, I think. So... at a certain point in FGO, Bathory gets a Holy Grail.
Okay.
And do you remember the Servant universe?
Yeah.
she creates her own little pocket that's just her castle cactus. That appears every Halloween.
So this is Halloween, Ellie.
Meet the caster variation of Elizabeth Bathory. Bathory Halloween.
Oh my god, it's adorable.
Bathory the Witch. Generic Bathory really enjoys Halloween, still wants to perform people to death.
I mean, that's adorable. Pumpkins and fangs. So cute.
Not much to say. It's still Bathory. This is the same character, just further along in her story. Actually, Bathory's interesting in that her story in Fate is fairly linear. Because her character development from the game she was introduced, to my understanding, carries over into FGO, which then carries over into the Halloween event.
Oh, fun.
So, she's one of the few characters that has a very linear storytelling path. That said, this is not the end of Bathory's Halloween escapades. At a certain point, a certain character takes over Bathory's castle, and Bathory, along a newly summoned instance of Bathory, alongside Bathory Halloween, are kicked out of the castle because they were both together planning Halloween, and they do the little
fusion ho!
Yeah, create this Bathory Brave.
So Viking Bathory.
Yes.
Like Viking Girl, but like from like those really bad like R-rated Viking things where they just have like the boob shields.
This is Bathory with a saber. This Bathory's actually attempting to be a somewhat better person than the previous Bathorys were.
Yeah.
Like she's becoming a little bit more self-aware, partly due to her Uncle Vlad's involvement. Not too great, but
yeah.
Well,
good old Uncle Vlad.
After Bathory retakes her castle, she really hones in on that idol thing. And part of Bathory's duty here is to protect that castle. So that aspect of her duty ends up becoming sort of this other weird extra FGO servant class called Alter Ego, which is, without getting too far into it, alter egos are classes made up of aspects of a person, but not necessarily
the
whole person. Oftentimes, actually, they are made up of aspects of different gods squished together.
Okay.
And either put into a person or created into a person in and of themselves.
Okay. So it's like the homunculi from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Well, that alongside some clever scheming by James Moriarty.
Lovely. We love Moriarty.
Created what's called... Because Bathory basically gave up that protecting the castle aspect of herself to focus on being the idol and putting on Halloween. Mm-hmm. This Mecha Bathory was created from that aspect, becoming...
Is this Mecha Ellie-chan?
Yep.
Mecha Ellie-chan!
Mark 1.
Oh, I love Mecha Ellie-chan. It's basically a cute little Godzilla.
Yes.
I love it. It's cute Godzilla. This is the best version of Mecha Ellie-chan.
Let's see if I can't find this. If anything... Oh, no. Here we go. At a certain point, something like that happens, where she becomes the size of 3 buildings stacked on top of each other.
I love it. Mecha Ellie-chan.
This is not the only Mecha Ellie-chan. Actually, there's a second Mecha Ellie-chan called Mark II.
Iron Man reference. Oh, even cuter.
But who's a lot...
Oh my god, I love it even more.
Mecha Ellie-chan has a somewhat, good personality. Mecha Ellie-chan Mark II has no personality whatsoever and takes a little bit more after Carmilla.
Nice.
Not quite Carmilla. Still Ellie at heart.
Still, Mecha Ellie-chan is best Ellie-chan.
Yeah. That's, to my memory, the last of the Bathories. But that's not the end of the variations, because we need to go back to Carmilla now.
Ooh, okay.
You remember all the summer variations of the different Artorias?
Oh, dear.
Bathory does not have one, partially because she appears way too often for her own good.
Yeah.
Carmilla did get one.
Nice.
You actually might like this one. Carmilla's a rider variant.
Oh, I love it.
Who is also a phantom thief.
I fucking adore this. I literally adore this. This is the best. This outfit is everything. This is everything. Oh, she's got, dogs, too. And they look like Dobermans. I love them. Like a mix between a Doberman and a Jackal. I love it.
This is another one I kind of need to show you. I'm just gonna... Let's see if, yeah, it looks like they use it. The Iron Maiden becomes a sports car.
Yes. We are here for pretty attractive, like, Cruella, pre-old Cruella DeVille fashion Carmilla with a sports car. We are here for it. I love this. I stand this. This is the only valid version of Carmilla. I must achieve this in-game.
The funny thing about Carmilla and Bathory is that they both hate each other with a passion.
I must achieve this in-game. This is beautiful. I love this.
Well, her event just passed. So you got a year before she comes back.
I have time. What you are saying is I have time.
That's the Bathories. Let me skim over my notes, but I think I've covered the bare basics, the bare necessities, if you will.
We definitely can't touch Vlad Tepes.
Vlad Tepes is going to be
his
own
own
thing.
video,
Vlad Tepes actually has weird stuff like this going on as well.
So cute. They're dogs, right?
Yes, those are dogs.
They kind of look like the Anubis jackals that you see sometimes. I really like that because I think they're partially Doberman inspired.
In fact, there's a little side story in FGO that's just about Carmilla trying to hit Bathory with her car and kill her.
I'm here for this. I'm here for this. Carmilla is unapologetically evil, and I love it.
Like, Carmilla is embarrassed at Liz trying to be an idol, and Liz hates Carmilla for being the Blood Countess.
She might have just usurped Mecha Ellie-chan as my third favorite FGO servant at the moment. Obviously, Kuklain is first.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask about them, or is there any NPs you wanted to see? Because I didn't show the NPs for some of the other Liz forms.
I think I've seen a lot of the Mecha NPs.
Just, like, firing... If you've seen the Kylo Ren scene in Last Jedi where he says just fire everything on that one guy, that's Mecha Ellie-chan's NP.
Yeah. Not all that interesting.
Halloween's
it's not like the giant
just...
wheel of cheese.
Halloween's is just the witch one, the caster one.
Yeah.
Is just Liz's original NP done again, I think.
Yeah.
Animated slightly differently in the sword bikini Liz, Elizabeth Bathory Brave. Saber is just that, except without the castle, and she does a spin stab at the enemy.
She's very... like there's those like really bad like Halloween costumes where they're just like Viking lady, and it's just like two circular boob plates. It's very that, but like in red. I love it and hate it. I love it and hate it.
So yeah, no, I think that about covers it. Unless you got any other questions, I think we can go.
Carmilla for the win. This wealthy widower Carmilla. This is what this is. Wealthy widower for the win. This is Cruella DeVille Carmilla, and I am here for it.
Well then, I guess, see ya, folks. Like, comment, subscribe.